It's June 29th, and the Confederates have the initiative. The Union Army has been broken up. McClellan is actually away from the army south of Malvern Hill. Army is at Savage Station, the Richmond and York River Railroad, White Oak Swamp. In the Union Army, there's a sudden realization by everyone. The wounded and sick of the army are going to be left to the Confederates. Morale is now non-existent. 9 a.m. The Confederates are nearing Savage Station, led by Brigadier General John McGruder. He's supposed to have men of Major General Stonewall Jackson's command and men of Major General Benjamin Huger, if needed. Stonewall Jackson is not here for the third time in a row. Jackson can't be trusted, and Huger isn't supposed to be where he is. Still, McGruder has to press on. Brigadier General Edwin Sumner is defending farthest west of Savage Station with his 2nd Corps 2 divisions ready. Then there was also Brigadier General Samuel P. Heintzelman's 3rd Corps, 2 divisions, more eastward, and division of 6th Corps under Brigadier General William B. Franklin. This is the Union's rear guard, and according to Major General George B. McClellan, there should be no leader. Sumner is too stupid to be in control. As I said earlier, at 9 a.m., the battle begins, when 2 regiments of Colonel George C. Anderson's 3rd Brigade engaged 2 regiments of Brigadier General William Burns' Pennsylvania Brigade. The battle was fought at long range, with men falling on both sides. But after the 4 regiments pull back, it's clear the Confederates are in an even better state than anticipated, suffering only 28 casualties to the 119 of the Union. Union artillery then fires into the mess of trees where Confederates are hiding, mortally wounding Brigadier General Richard Griffith. Ritter gets confused by what is going on. Some believe it is because of the high amounts of morphine he's on. He demands 2 brigades from Huger. Lee doesn't fully trust McGruder and says if these 2 brigades don't see action by 2 in the afternoon, he is taking them back. Major General Stonewall Jackson, on the other hand, is still north of the Chickahominy River and can't be reached. His orders are confusing, and Jackson takes them to believe he's supposed to guard bridges, not engage the enemy. On the Union side, an equal amount of incompetence. Brigadier General Samuel P. Heintzelman does not believe that he is needed for the rear guard, so he just leaves, telling no one. There goes 2/5 of the Union forces here, without a single word from anybody. Major General McGruder does get his 2 brigades from Huger, but it's not advantageous to use them, and he has to send them back. And here we see McGruder's problem. He doesn't have the manpower. He has 14,000 men. It's a lot, but still not enough to take on 26,000 Union soldiers. McGruder halts and waits. He needs to reform. He needs to consolidate his forces. It's risky. He is allowing Brigadier General Sumner to do the same, but it's a risk he has to take. It's 5 p.m., and Brigadier General Joseph Crenshaw, Brigadier General Paul J. Seams, and Colonel Barksdale, who took over from Richard Griffith, are in the forest, trying to move around with their 2.5 brigades. 2nd Division of the 2nd Corps is under Brigadier General John Sedgwick. He's with Brigadier General William Franklin, and here's the rustling of leaves and the cracks of sticks. That must be Heintzelman's men. Soon, both men realize their mistake, and anger consumes everything, knowing that Heintzelman is gone. But why didn't he tell them earlier? Well, first they must fight the enemy before them. They send out pickets, hoping to buy time for them to unlimber their artillery guns. They are successful in this endeavor. The cannons start opening into the enemy, and then they hear a ferocious roar. A shell hits nearby them. Where did it come from? The Confederates have the 32-pounder Brooke naval rifle. It's on the railroad, behind a shield of metal sloping down, moved by a locomotive. Our range is anything the Union can do. With the shield, even if the Union got into range, they would have a hard time dealing with it. It's called the Land Merrimac, after the Confederate ironclad, and is terrifying. The first unit to challenge the Confederates is from Brigadier General William Burns. Burns doesn't send up his line far enough, and the 2.5 Confederate brigades start hitting undefendable parts of the battle line. Sumner rushes to reinforce Burns, sending in regiments seemingly at random. The 1st Minnesota Infantry, some Pennsylvanians, anyone. It goes to stalemate as both sides return and take fire. But weirdly, this is only a small portion of the total forces that could be engaged. Both McGruder and Sumner are being very conservative with their use of manpower. The battle goes on till nightfall. Thunderstorms come in, split the 2 forces. The Land Merrimac continues its deafening fire, and then the Vermont Brigade of Colonel William T. H. Brooks in the General William Bold's division charged into the woods. The woods don't stop or confuse them, but it does hide the true strength of the Confederates. They open fire and tear into the brigade. The brigade is surrounded. In the thicket of these trees, they can't adequately return fire or break the Confederate line with the bayonet. They are turned away, suffering 439 casualties. A combination of storm and night ends the battle. There's no use wasting ammunition. The Union lost 919 casualties to the Confederates' 450. The battle ended inconclusively. The Union Army got away, leaving behind 2,500 men to be captured by the Confederates. McClellan finds the day to be a very decent one. His 5 divisions did make it out alive, and against the many tens, if not hundreds of thousands of forces they faced, they are lucky. Sickles is less happy. He had to leave men behind at Savage Station, comrades. The Union Army was once at Richmond's doorstep, and now it can't even take care of its own wounded. Lee is angry. He rebukes Magruder. Thank God the Union is still retreating, or else this day would be a disastrous one. Jackson finally crosses the river on the morning of the 30th. And a lot of blame for today's failure for Lee should be on Jackson, but this is no matter. Tomorrow there shall be another battle to make up for this one. At 4 in the morning on the 30th, Jackson finally crosses the river. And really, a lot of the blame for today should be at Jackson's feet, but it is no matter. They shall all make up for it tomorrow. Hello, it's the entire Civil War Week by Week team here. I would first like to thank Kevin Mack for joining as a patron on my Patreon. It means the world to me, man. I'd also like to thank the amazing fellow history YouTuber Sam Aronow for making the new channel logo. And now to the regularly scheduled things. If you liked the video, please like it. If you want to tell me how much you like it, please comment below. You should also be seeing the latest video I've done, unless this is the most recent one. And if you wanted to check out my other work, please click on it. If you really like what I do, please click on the playlist where you will get to see the past's past. Yeah, that makes sense.